Yes, clear. Loud and clear.
The skies over Europe during World War II were a cauldron of chaos, courage, and sacrifice. As Allied forces battled to turn the tide of the war, one aircraft rose above the smoke and fire to become a symbol of resilience, defiance, and unmatched aerial dominance. This is the story of the B-17 Flying Fortress, the bomber that didn't just fly into combat, it flew into legend. With its thick armor, devastating firepower, and ability to survive even the most brutal punishment, the B-17 was more than a machine. It was a flying bastion of hope. But to understand its ascent to icon status, we must first journey back in time to its genesis in a world teetering between two wars and to an era desperate for a new kind of warfare. The tale of the B-17 Flying Fortress begins in the early 1930s, when the world was still licking its wounds from the bloodshed of World War I. The U.S. Army Air Corps knew the next great conflict would be fought not just on land or sea, but in the skies. They needed a bomber, a game changer, something beyond imagination. The task fell to Boeing, a name that would soon become synonymous with aerial supremacy. Their answer? The B-17, a marvel that would redefine strategic bombing and forever alter the trajectory of aviation history. When the B-17 took its maiden flight in July 1935, the future of aerial warfare changed forever. Propelled by 4 Wright R-1820 Cyclone engines, it reached speeds of over 280 miles per hour, with a range topping 2,000 miles. But it wasn't just fast, it was deadly. Armed with up to 13 caliber M2, Browning machine guns, bristling from every angle, it looked like a porcupine with wings, earning its fierce nickname, the Flying Fortress. What truly set it apart, though, was its incredible toughness. This plane didn't just absorb damage, it survived it. Stories of B-17 limping home riddled with holes, missing engines, tails barely hanging on, and wings shredded by flak became the stuff of legend. It inspired unshakable confidence in the aircrews who climbed aboard, and struck fear in those who dared oppose it. As World War II erupted in 1939, the B-17 was already flying under the banner of the United States Army Air Forces. It proved its mettle early in the Pacific, but its defining chapter would unfold above the war-ravaged landscapes of Europe, where it faced the full fury of the Luftwaffe. Its first major European mission came in August 1942, targeting the Rouen-Sotteville rail yards in France. The raid was a success, but daylight bombing exposed the B-17s to relentless fighter attacks and murderous flak. Every mission became a gamble with death. Crews climbed aboard knowing that each flight might be their last. One aircraft that captured the world's imagination was the Memphis Belle. Her story became a symbol of endurance and hope. She and her crew achieved the unthinkable, completing 25 combat missions over Europe, a milestone so rare it earned a homecoming tour across the U.S. Their very first mission, a strike on submarine pens in Brest, France, saw them pummeled by anti-aircraft fire and fighter assaults. Riddled with holes, the Memphis Belle still delivered her payload and brought her crew home. Mission after mission, they endured firestorms in the sky, yet always returned. Their exploits inspired documentaries, Hollywood films, and countless articles, but the real story needed no dramatization. It was drama in its rawest, truest form, young men facing impossible odds and beating them. But the B-17's greatness was more than battle scars and kill counts. It was a marvel of engineering, a flying fortress in every sense. Its machine guns were more than numerous. They were masterfully placed, offering overlapping fields of fire that covered nearly every angle of approach. Enemy fighters couldn't attack without risking a deadly hail of .50 caliber rounds. Even seasoned Luftwaffe pilots feared a well-armed B-17 formation. Its design was rugged, innovative, and adaptive. A perfect blend of firepower and survivability. It was a challenge to bring down, and an even greater one to stop. The impact of the B-17 on the war cannot be overstated. It was a strategic weapon, one that forced the Axis to reconfigure entire defense strategies. Yet its true power was symbolic. It represented progress amid destruction, ingenuity in a time of desperation, and the unrelenting will to prevail. One of the most incredible B-17 tales is that of the All-American. On February 1st, 1943, during a raid on the German submarine pens in Tunis, Tunisia, it collided mid-air with a Messerschmitt Bf-109. The fighter sliced through its tail section, almost severing it completely. The crew believed the plane would break apart at any moment, but Lieutenant Kendrick Bragg, the pilot, refused to surrender. Through sheer determination and exceptional skill, Bragg and his crew kept the All-American aloft. They dumped weight, nursed their engines, and fought gravity with every mile. Astonishingly, the All-American landed safely, intact enough to tell the tale. A tale that is echoed through aviation history as a testament to human and machine resilience. And then there's the story of Ye Olde Pub, a B-17 left battered and bleeding in the skies over Bremen, Germany in December 1943. With engines failing and crew members wounded, it was a sitting duck. Enter Franz Stiegler, a German ace in a Bf-109. He had the B-17 in his sights, seconds away from ending it all. But then he saw them, the gaping holes, the injured men, the courage. Instead of shooting, he chose mercy. Stigler escorted the crippled bomber out of danger, saluted the American crew, and peeled away into legend. It was a moment of honor in a world at war, a powerful reminder that even amidst unimaginable violence, humanity can still break through. The B-17 wasn't just about brute force, it was about precision. At its heart was the Norden bomb sight, a top-secret device that revolutionized bombing accuracy. Mounted in the nose and operated by the bombardier, it allowed the B-17 to deliver bombs with uncanny precision, even from high altitudes. The bomb sight gave the Allies a strategic edge and helped shape the doctrine of precision strategic bombing, a strategy that would help wear down the industrial heart of the Axis war machine. The legacy of the B-17 is etched not just in metal, but in memory. It was a juggernaut of the skies, a beacon of hope, and a symbol of the unyielding spirit of those who flew it. The flying fortress changed the game, defied limits, and proved that even in humanity's darkest hour, there is always room for courage, progress, and belief in a better future. As we look back, we don't just see a plane, we see the faces of the young men who climbed into its belly, day after day, risking everything. They weren't just soldiers, they were pioneers, dreamers, warriors, guardians of the sky. Though time may steal their names from the pages of history, their legacy soars on in every contrail that streaks across the heavens. So the next time you glance skyward, remember the B-17 flying fortress. Remember the battles, the bravery, the blood, and the bond shared by those who flew her. For they were more than warriors, they were legends, and the legends never die. If this story moved you, and you're hungry for more tales of the aircraft that shaped history, Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video with fellow history lovers. Drop a comment below. What legendary warplane should we cover next? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next flight.